The endgame PVPVE loop of Dune Awakening is probably the worst execution on a great idea that I've seen in my 30 years as a gamer. Funcom took a huge swing, and unfortunately, they didn't even see the ball while they were doing it. So let's talk a little bit about the endgame PvEVP loop, the Landsrad system and factions, and why, if they don't make a change to make these systems work better, this game will go down in history as probably the greatest flameout we've seen in the last 5 to 6 years. Now, in the Dune Awakening PvEVP endgame loop, you have the Landsrad system, and right now you have 2 factions, but we are going to be getting a 3rd faction. And the way this works is you go out into the deep desert, and you complete these objectives for the different 25 houses, and you earn points for either your Atreides or Harkonnen faction. And then by earning those points, you gain these little claims here. You get the votes from the different houses. Whoever gets the most votes at the end of the game, or at the end of the week, gets a little Landsrad bonus here. And now we've got crafting costs are reduced by 25% for the week, which feels fantastic. We're really loving that, especially since we're only in week 2. But this faction system is designed to pit these 2 teams against each other to compete for this reward. And to fight in PvP out in the deep desert as they try and accomplish these tasks, so that drives them to fight each other. Here's the problem. There's no reason to play Harkonnen, right? Most of the people in my world are Atreides, and we can still fight each other because there is no faction warfare system in this game. You can't identify who's in your faction. So really, you just see somebody out in the deep desert, and as long as they're not a member of your guild, you just kill them. And so we can still have the exact same deep desert PvPVE experience, but every single person can get the benefit of the Landsrad by just being the same faction. So factions don't mean anything. There's no value in picking anything but the same faction as everybody else. If you're on my server, if you're on Hand of Kiter, and you're currently playing Harkonnen, just switch to Atreides. Your gameplay loop won't change at all, right? You'll still just kill everybody who's not in your guild, except instead of now fighting a losing battle against massively outnumbering odds, you'll just get the bonus every week. So what's the point of this? The bigger issue is that the 3rd faction isn't going to fix this problem, because we've been told that the 3rd faction is going to have a balancing influence. Now, our understanding of it up to this point is that the 3rd faction is going to earn their benefits based on how even the Landsrad is, right? How balanced these other 2 factions are. So it's not that the balance is going to affect these other 2 factions, it's that the balance is going to affect this 3rd faction. Well, that's great, but we can just ignore that 3rd faction, and we can just all still be Atreides, and we can just all still get the Landsrad bonus, and we can just all still fight each other in the deep desert. So you've created this really, really elaborate competition that I think is fantastic, by the way. I love the Landsrad. It's the reason I chose to play this game. But you've got this really, really elaborate system that can be entirely circumvented. It has no value. I don't have to engage with this. Nobody on my entire world has to engage with this. We just all play Atreides. We just all kill each other in the deep desert. And we just all get the bonuses. It doesn't even matter. Now, this is a huge problem. And this is a huge problem because it means that there's no reason to create alliances, right? When this was a faction warfare system, when we thought we were actually going to be competing, we were considering, how do I alliance with other guilds? What am I going to do to, if I'm a smaller guild, right? If I'm a solo, if I'm a 4-person guild, if I'm something like that, can I make an alliance with some of these other Atreides houses or Atreides guilds so that when I go out into the deep desert, I'm just not instantly getting attacked by every single person that I see, right? There's some politicking involved. There's some intrigue there. There's some interest there. There's the potential to, infiltrate members of enemy guilds by, choosing to dress like them and different stuff like that, because there's no name tags. There's none of that. So you really have to get down. You have to get to know people in order to participate in this system. But there's no value in that now. We're not looking at anything like that because it's just about killing on sight everybody that's in the deep desert. Because there's no reward for not doing that. Because we can just all join Atreides, right? Atreides is going to win. I don't need to ally with any of these other Atreides guilds for Atreides to win the Landsrat. I can go out there and I can just murk people all day long. Harkonnen isn't winning this. It's not going to have, they have 3 guilds. They're never going to achieve victory here. So we don't have to ally against them. We don't have to watch who we shoot. We don't have to care about any of that because we just win. And if these people on Harkonnen join us over here, then it's the same thing, right? It just becomes a free-for-all in the deep desert. Doesn't matter. Now, there is something that is going to fix this. Now, there's been a huge call on Reddit for the faction system to become imposed, right? They want to make it so that you can't kill people of your same faction at all. No more friendly fire in the faction. I think this is terrible. I think Funcom did a fantastic thing by choosing to allow friendly fire within your guild, within your faction. I think that's fantastic. I think taking away nameplates was a stroke of genius because it really, really leans on communication and conversation. Now, it does mean that you have to use third-party tools, right? There are not enough communication aids in this game that you can rely solely on what's going on in the game to communicate with the people in your guild, with the people in your alliance, with the people in your faction. There's not enough. You need to use Discord. You need to use TeamSpeak. You need to use some other form of outside communication. And that's totally acceptable to me because it has the potential to be such an intricate political system that I want those name tags to be gone. I want you to be able to do that. But what you have to do is you have to motivate people, A, to choose the other faction, and B, to actually work together with their faction. So something that I think you need to do is we don't have name tags, right? You can't tell if people are in your faction or not. There needs to be a penalty for killing members of your faction. You need to be totally allowed to do it, right? I should be allowed to murk any of these people I find in the deep desert if I want to, but I should incur some sort of a penalty, whether it's durability damage to my gear, whether it's, an extra tax in Solari or in Spice Melange that I have to pay to the Empire or to the House so that I can continue to be a member, whether it's, reputation reduction, whatever it's going to be. There needs to be a penalty, and it needs to be severe if you kill a member of your same faction. And the reason that's important is it's going to make your decision to kill members of your faction really, really important. So now we are de facto allied, but there's still opportunity for betrayal, and there's still opportunity for mistakes. Right? It would be fantastic if, there was a big battle going on and then you don't really know who's who and maybe something gets a little mixed up and then you accidentally shoot an ally, right? You kill an ally and then you incur this penalty that brings so much more interest to the big open world PvP system that they're trying to do here. That'll also drive people to join the other faction. Right? Because if you incur a huge penalty every time you kill a member of your faction, then if you want a PvP, you better pick the other faction. Right? This is going to make the third faction really, really valuable because you can incorporate something there where, that faction's allegiance is maybe switching back and forth, right, between Atreides and Harkonnen. So you're going to have to keep track of, whose side are you on at the time as you're trying to balance this Landsrat system. Can you kill Harkonnens? Can you kill Atreides? Maybe that's a little too in-depth. Maybe you just need to not be able to kill members of your own faction up here, and that'll be enough. But the point is, something has to be done to impose this concept of fighting amongst House Atreides and House Harkonnen, because otherwise we just all join the same faction, and we all get all the bonuses, and we just have a guild war in the deep desert. And if you're solo, or if you're a small group, or you have a really large guild on your server, then the deep desert basically gets barred for you because they're just out there hunting down everybody who's not them and killing everybody, right? There's no automatic team. There's no anything like that. This isn't a faction warfare system. It's just another guild versus guild grief fest. Let's just go play Albion online and let's just call it a day. So really, really simple fix. All you have to do is make it so that you incur a penalty when you kill a member of a same faction, so that you have to learn who those people are, and you have to coordinate some sort of colors, and you have to try and do that, and then people are going to hesitate, right? You're going to see a person who's in an Atreides ship, right? If I'm Atreides and I see a person who's using the Atreides ship, then I'm going to hesitate and I'm not going to shoot at them because I think, okay, that's an Atreides player. But it might be a Harkonnen player in disguise. They see my Atreides ship. They see me hesitate. They say, okay, that's probably an Atreides player. They wait for an opportunity, and then they start firing on me. And that is interesting, emergent gameplay. But just automatically kill on sighting every single person in the deep desert because there's no reason to maintain your faction allegiance is bad game design, right? This is a fantastic system. They put a lot of work into making this system, and then they completely destroyed it, completely removed its value by not imposing these factions on you, by not forcing you to want to work together within these factions. And so I don't want to see them make it so you can't kill members of your faction, because I think that's terrible. I think they did a really cool thing here with the friendly fire. I think that's really awesome, right? Because the guilds are kind of minor houses within House Atreides, right? And so that's really cool, and you've got this whole kind of political intrigue thing going on. But we're still ultimately all allied to House Atreides, and if you kill somebody from that same faction, you should have to pay House Atreides some sort of reparations for that attack. Whether it be Spice Melange, whether it be Solari, whether it be whatever it is, in order to maintain your benefits, in order to maintain your reputation, you need to be all paid up on whatever that is. And I think that'll fix it. I think that's 100% the easiest way. I think just that one change makes all of this go away. But as it stands now, there's no point in playing with the faction system. The Landsrat is totally broken. Just everybody can have the benefits. And it's all just kind of been thrown in the trash. And so hopefully Funcom will, step up and make some sort of a change to help these factions actually need to fight each other. And we'll see exactly what happens in the future. I'm still really enjoying the game. The core of the game is really fun. The PvE in the game is really fun in the Haga Basin. The Haga Basin is really cool. Just that endgame loop is literally in shambles right now. It's almost unplayable. We've got players, slowly catching up, slowly getting to that endgame loop, and we're getting more and more eyes on the fact that it's just not working, that it's just broken. So hopefully something gets changed here. I really think this one little solution is great. If you have a different solution, put it down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it, because this is the thing that makes this game interesting, and right now it does not work at all. It's something you can completely ignore and still get all the benefits from the game. So thank you all very much for coming and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I stream every single day on both YouTube and Twitch, multi-stream. So stop by, say what's up. Let's have a little conversation about Dune Awakening, and I hope you all have a great day.